From snippets to sessions, driving conversions when answers are in result. As search engines and AI assistants increasingly show quick answers inline, like featured snippets or chat responses, many users get their question answered without clicking through. While this zero-click search can seem to undermine traffic, we can still capture demand on those pages. By adding strong, relevant calls to action, CTAs, useful tools or assets, and email signups that match the user's query, sites can turn on-page answers into visits and leads. In this post, we cover tactics to do just that and suggest how to measure success with metrics like micro-conversions, assisted conversions, and branded search lift. We also offer practical guidelines for CTA placement and examples of lead magnets. Why in-result answers affect conversions. When search assistants or Google present the answer directly on the results page, fewer people click the organic link. In fact, one study found 24% of users view a featured snippet as an ad and don't click through. That means a large share of visitors may see your content without ever reaching your site. However, many others will still click if there's a clear next step. The key is to meet them on your page with next step offers that fit their intent, so that even a satisfied user can be converted.
Tactics to capture demand on page. Calls to action CTAs. Placing clear calls to action CTAs on your page prompts users to do something valuable, like download a guide, try a demo, or subscribe. For example, when searchers see your snippet answer, an on-page CTA can invite them to get more depth. Marketing experts recommend putting CTAs where users are ready to act. That might mean near the top if the answer is quick, or after a short explanation for more complex topics. As one study noted, moving a CTA lower, below the fold, after explaining a service can triple conversion rates. In general, above the fold, include at least one CTA in the first screen when they arrive, especially for returning or awareness searches. This immediately offers next action. After explanation, if the topic is complex or first-time visitors need education, place CTAs after key information, e.g. after a paragraph of explanation or a key benefit. This matches the user's desire point. Multiple CTAs. Use 2 to 3 primary CTAs per page, e.g. download guide or start free trial, plus 1 or 2 softer options. Learn more, contact us. One analysis found that having 7 placements, including secondary CTAs like watch demo, is common practice. Device adaptation. On mobile, consider a persistent footer bar or inline banner CTA, since screen and scrolling behavior differs from desktop. For example, a bottom-fixed Get Quote button can be very effective on phones. Guideline in practice. Use actionable button text, e.g., get the free checklist, and place the button where the user's interest peaks. Track CTA clicks as micro-conversions to see which spots work best. Content-aligned lead magnets. A lead magnet is a free resource given in exchange for contact info, usually an email. When a snippet or answer solves part of a query, you can offer a related downloadable asset to capture the user's interest. Typical lead magnets include checklists, cheat sheets, step-by-step guides, white papers, or templates. The key is to align it with the user's intent. For example, if the search was how to set a budget, an on-page offer could be download our free budget planning worksheet. Examples of effective magnets: checklists, cheat sheets, short actionable lists, or one-page summaries. These often convert extremely well, around 30 to 40% opt-in, because they give instant practical value. Toolkit/calculator, a simple spreadsheet or web tool that performs calculations or audits. For instance, HubSpot's website grader tool is a famous lead magnet that gives users a free site audit and captures their email to see the results. Ebook/guide, an expanded PDF or warm introduction to the topic, e.g. complete guide to budgeting. These are less converting than checklists, but still useful for detailed queries. Templates/workbooks, fillable templates, design files, or white-labeled kits related to the query. Quizzes/assessments, short quizzes that give a personalized report. Interactive content often drives high engagement. See next section. A well-chosen lead magnet can dramatically boost engagement. For example, WordPress SEO expert Brian Dean showed that adding content upgrades, like a PDF download on posts, raised his opt-in rate from 0.5% to 4.8%, a nearly 10 times improvement. Even simple additives like free bonus PDF links in relevant sections can capture a good portion of readers. Interactive tools and calculators. Interactive content such as calculators, quizzes, or widgets can grab a user's attention far more than static content. By offering a tool that immediately answers a query more thoroughly, you both solve the query and collect an email, e.g. to see the result. According to one study, static contact forms convert only 2 to 3% of visitors, whereas interactive calculators convert 30 to 50% of engaged users. In other words, tools can generate 10 to 15 times more leads from the same traffic. For instance, financial calculators. If the query is about interest or ROI, embed a calculator that computes results: lending interest, mortgage payments, ROI. ROI, cost estimators. B2B clients love quick calculators. Calculate your savings in 10 seconds. Serve useful output and ask for an email to send the results. Quizzes, assessments. Offer a short quiz: which budgeting style are you? To engage users. They give answers and get personalized feedback by email. The data backs this up. Surveys find that 81% of B2B buyers prefer interactive content, tools, quizzes over static PDFs. Brands like HubSpot and CoSchedule have used quizzes to see opt-in rates of 20 to 40%, far above typical ebook rates. Overall, if it fits the question, an interactive tool or quiz can be a powerful lead magnet. Email capture and content upgrades. Even aside from big lead magnets, simple email captures throughout an article can register interest. For example, inline sign-up boxes, get weekly tips, or subscribe for more answers, or exit intent pop-ups, triggered by question keywords, can convert casual readers. The classic content upgrade tactic is to offer an extra bonus, PDF, template, etc. within the relevant content. As Wishpond describes, a content upgrade is a lead-generating incentive given away on an individual blog post in return for a visitor's email address. These often lift email signups dramatically compared to a generic signup form. In practice, sprinkle a brief email capture at logical points, e.g., want detailed instructions? Enter your email to download the free guide. Track those signups as micro-conversions, and nurture the list with follow-up content. Measuring impact. Micro and assisted conversions and search lift. To know if these tactics work, use both micro-conversions and broader metrics. Micro-conversions. These are small actions like clicking a CTA, downloading a PDF, spending extra time on page, or subscribing to email. They signal interest. For example, Agency Analytics defines micro-conversions as small actions that users take, providing insight into their journey toward a primary goal. You can track these with Google Analytics events, e.g., download clicked, as intermediate goals. After adding a CTA or lead magnet, check if those micro-conversions rise. Assisted conversions. Even if the final sale or sign-up happens elsewhere, your page may have played a role. An assisted conversion is when a channel, like SEO or organic article, appears before the last click in a customer's path. For example, if a user first finds an answer page, then later searches your brand and buys, that answer page assisted the conversion. In Google Analytics multi-channel funnels, you can see if organic pages assisted in many conversions. A healthy increase in assisted conversions, contacts from SEO, organic, helped other channels, shows your efforts of supporting the funnel. Branded search lift. Optimized content can also raise brand awareness. One way to test this is by monitoring branded searches. People specifically searching your company or brand terms. Google's search lift metric for ad campaigns measures how much search volume for your brand or keywords rises after exposure. Similarly, if after a period of content optimization, you see a spike in searches for your brand name or specific product searches, that suggests your content is lifting demand. Use Google Search Console or tools like Google Trends to spot growth in your brand/keyword queries over time. By comparing these metrics before and after optimization, you can quantify success. For example, aim to see at least double-digit gains in micro-conversion rates or noticeable growth in assisted conversions from SEO. Even a modest 5 to 10% uptick in branded queries can indicate improved awareness due to your content strategy. CTA placement guidelines. Here are some practical tips for placing CTAs on pages with in-result answers. Match user intent. Put CTAs at logical desire points. For example, right after you present a key benefit or solve part of the problem, add a CTA, download our template, or get the full case study. Zoho recommends adjusting placement based on context. For simple inquiries, above the fold is fine, but for complex services, let visitors read first, then offer the CTA. First screen versus later.
Contrary to old advice, above-the-fold placement isn't always best. A user might need more information before clicking. One A/B test found that moving a CTA below the fold after an explanation boosted conversions 304%. In short, if visitors likely need context, give them that context first. Use multiple CTAs. It's common to have 3 to 5 CTAs on a long page. For instance, you might place one near the top, visitor already interested, one or two in the middle of content sections, continue to our interactive tool, and one at the bottom after wrapping up. Keep the primary CTA consistent, e.g., get started free, and perhaps a secondary one, learn more. Mobile considerations. On smartphones, users scroll differently. Consider a sticky footer CTA. One study notes fixed bottom buttons on mobile can boost conversions, or ensure any sidebar CTAs appear within the swipe flow. Test and iterate. Always A/B test CTA locations. Use heat maps or scroll tracking to see where attention falls, and experiment as the Japanese SEO Times suggests. Measure each CTA's click-through rate to pick winners. Lead magnet templates. Choosing the right lead magnet can depend on the content, but here are some formats that work well. Checklist, cheat sheet, a quick reference list or one-page summary. Great for step-by-step tasks, e.g., 10-point website audit checklist. Checklists averaged approximately 34% conversion in one study. Template, workbook, a fill-in worksheet or plan, e.g., budget planner, content calendar template. Users find these highly valuable because they reduce work. Interactive calculator or tool. As mentioned, something like a budgeting calculator or ROI estimator. It answers the query and requires an email to send the results. Guide ebook, a multi-page PDF that digs deeper into the question. Although less punchy than a checklist, it can position you as an authority. Mini course or webinar, a short email course or recorded video webinar on the topic. According to Scrap.io data, live webinars can convert about 70% of signups for warm audiences. Discount or coupon. For e-commerce queries, an on-page coupon code can prompt immediate action. Coupons can convert about 82%, but appeal to deal seekers. When crafting your magnet, keep it tight to the user's question and give a clear, immediate benefit. As Scrap.io notes, what works is fit to intent, not flashiness. Test different offers, e.g. checklist versus tool, on similar pages and see what gets more downloads or signups. Success benchmarks. While benchmarks vary by industry, here are some approximate targets to guide your tests. Opt-in rate. For a good content upgrade or lead magnet landing page, capturing 15 to 25% of visitors is considered solid. Quizzes or calculators can even see 20 to 40% opt-in. CTA click-through. On average, websites see a few percent CTR on on-page CTAs. After optimization, look for increases of 10 to 50% in CTA clicks. Interactive elements can boost conversions 10 times, as noted. Micro-conversion lift. If you had none, any non-zero micro-conversions is win. If you had some baseline, say 2% of readers clicking a link, a good campaign might lift it to 5% or more. In marketing tests, micro-conversion rates often saw double or triple-digit percentage growth after adding upgrades or pop-ups. Assisted conversions. Track the assisted conversion value of your pages in Google Analytics. A healthy optimization might increase the assisted conversion count from, say, 1% of sales to 2% or more, indicating the content is contributing to deals. Branded search growth. Even a small rise in branded search volume suggests success. For example, a 5 to 15% bump in branded queries year over year or month-to-month comparisons via Search Console can show that more people are discovering your brand through these content pieces. Final conversion rate. Ultimately, measure how many leads turn to customers. In B2B, a benchmark might be 2 to 5% of leads from these pages becoming a sale. This depends on sales cycle, but it gives a ballpark to judge ROI. Each site will differ, but if you see micro-conversions and email signups climb in the above ranges, you're on a good track. The key is continual testing and tracking. For example, after adding an interactive calculator, one team saw form completions jump from 2% to 30%. Set clear KPIs, like CTAs clicked or emails collected per 100 visitors, and compare before-after. Conclusion. Even when smart assistants and search snippets supply answers directly, there's still an opportunity to turn that interest into sessions and leads. By tailoring your page content with on-page CTAs, alignment aids, lead magnets, and interactive tools that match the user's query, you give visitors a reason to engage further. Track micro-conversions, clicks, downloads, and assisted channel attributions to quantify gains. With well-placed CTAs as recommended by Zoho Academy and others, and relevant free offers, you can shift users from snippet to session and capture demand even when answers appear in result. The result is a win-win. The searcher gets even more helpful information, like a useful calculator or bonus PDF, and you get valuable leads. In practice, marketers have seen lead capture rates in the tens of % when these tactics are done right. By following these guidelines and measuring the right benchmarks, you can make your content work harder, turning quick answers into lasting conversions. All links to sources are available in the text version of this article. You can find the full article at autompod.co.